It is Riyadh season in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and we're about to see another big-time fight here at Kingdom Arena. Alongside me, former world champion Johnny Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Nice to be here with you.
It's time for our tale of the tape. And introducing first, El Niño de Oro. Tipped the scales at 118 pounds even. He's 5'8" with a reach of 68.9 inches. And facing him in this fight is Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Weighed in at 115 pounds on the nose. He stands at 164 centimeters tall with a reach of 170.
There is no joke about this. Someone is going to get hurt, the other is going to get embarrassed. Let's make sure they measure up well.
And introducing first, El Niño de Oro, fighting out of Venezuela and Japan. He won his first world title back in 2007 and hasn't looked back since. Approaching the ring, we've got Jesse Bam Rodriguez. You're looking at one of the scariest bantamweights of all time. Blazing speed and ridiculous.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds.
A lot of trash talk between these two fighters. Now it's time to put up or shut up. Many said this fight would never happen, and yet here it is, and here we go. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Not a lot of defense here at all. Straight right just misses. And this one has all of those big fight feels you want from a prize fight. Here we go.
Just see the nerves on a fighter stepping into the ring, Todd. It can tell you so much about a fighter. And the look in the opposite corner. You've got one fighter that is in heaven. This is where they want to be.
Blocks that jab. Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
That jab doesn't find a home. When are we going to see a jab from these two? The straight right just misses. Which fighter will say no mas? A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Leauge in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
Go back up.
Great work. I love that. I love that. Jab.
Here we go. Round 2. Who's going to land the first big shot? Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
This counter-puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
You're fighting a counter-puncher, you've got a dummy shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter-punchers, they're watching your every move, that every switch.
Nice counter-punch right up the middle. One punch could change everything in this battle. Shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now, this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
And he did catch him. He caught him clean. Clean as a whistle. You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. Good punch. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Leauge in that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
Somebody do.
There's the bell for round 3. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. So far as we've reached the halfway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
They are not going to let this one go to the judges. Swing and a miss with that jab. And he scores with the counter. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Leauge in that last round. He is down big time on the scores.
Needs a knockout without a doubt.
And there's the bell to start round 4. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Good counter punching. You can tell one of these fighters is starting to fade. What does he need to do to get back in this contest?
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
You don't want to trade shots. They exchange punches. That counter punch caught him clean. Beautiful counter shot. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
This is a high-octane battle. Nice counter shot. Good defense with that left jab. Johnny, as you know, there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive.
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. talk about Leauge in that last round. Back into the fray here in round 5. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. There's a scoring blow. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing up and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
Perfectly.
Whoa, Johnny, take a look at this action. The Venezuelan is rocked. And now they're right back into the fray.
Bean Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Misses with the straight left. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Leauge in that last round. On to the 6th round. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Both men step back for just a moment. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a cliff. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Leauge in that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned around? And there's the bell for round 7. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Well done with that counter shot. Counter shot lands. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Those counter punches have to hurt. fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
What you've got to do, Toddy, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in the guess.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. Can't land that jab. See someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Leauge in that last round. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give the... And we enter the 8th round. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Good counter punch. A perfect counter shot. Tried to score with a jab. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Good defense there with that left hook. Nice job blocking the hook. The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? There's a counter shot. Solid punch. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. The three judges agree, and we've got a unanimous decision.
Unanimous? You know what? Smart that is. A total change of styles to make sure they got it. At every round in the bag, there was no argument, no discussion, no mistake. It was so obvious.